Today, I'm gonna share with you one of my favorite 2-minute chord exercises for better sounding chords. This exercise is something that you can tack onto your practice for 2 minutes or less during every practice session, and it's gonna help you play chords faster and cleaner. It's going to help your chords sound way more precise and accurate, and it's going to solidify the shape of most chords into your muscle memory. When you encounter chords in your pieces, if you are looking at every single individual note of the chord, it's going to be really challenging to play that chord with any sort of speed or precision. And this exercise that I'm going to show you is going to help you see chords and recognize them as units, and it's also going to help you have the context of what that chord feels like before you go to play it. And that's when we really start to become way more proficient with chords, is when we stop thinking about individual notes. Because as long as we're thinking about individual notes of chords, we're going to be placing individual fingers on individual keys. But when I see a chord, if I recognize that it makes this shape, I can put my hand in that shape and place it on the keys, and I'm ready to go. So let's dive into this exercise. I'm going to use C major as an example, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to take C major and we're going to use the proper finger numbers, and we're going to play all of the inversions of this chord going up the keyboard and coming down the keyboard. And you can do this as high as you want and as low as you want. So starting with a C major root position chord, we're going to play fingers 1, 3, 5 in the right hand. And when I play those notes, I really want to internalize how it feels to play those notes and what the spacing between the keys are. Then I'm going to move to a first inversion C chord, which really means I'm just going to take the bottom note and flip it onto the top. I'm going to use fingers number 1, 2, and 5. And same thing, I'm really going to internalize how this feels. Then I'm going to go to a second inversion C major chord, which means I'm going to flip the bottom note, in this case the E, up to the top, and I'm going to play that chord and internalize how it feels. Now I'm going to slowly move all the way up the keyboard, and I can practice that over and over, starting in the middle and going up the keyboard until that feels easy. And once it feels easier, then I can start at the top and start going down. You can take this 2 chords at a time, and you could just spend an entire 2 minutes on 2 chords. And then the next day, you could add that 3rd chord. You don't need to do this whole exercise all at once. The cool thing about it is you can take this exercise and adapt it to where you are now, and there's always going to be room to expand on it. Once you're really comfortable playing all of the chords starting in the middle and going up the keyboard and down, then you can start to do really fun things like add dynamics, or practice them all staccato, or practice them all with accents, or incorporate pedal into the exercise. And you can really continue to expand this exercise for a really long time before you're gonna run out of things to do that would be beneficial. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm gonna do the same thing with the left hand. So 1, 3, 5 for the root position chord, then I'm gonna flip the bottom note to the top, and I'm gonna do 1, 3, 5 for the next chord, and then flip the bottom note to the top, and I'm gonna do 1, 2, 5 for the second inversion chord. And I'm gonna repeat that fingering going all the way up and all the way down for the left hand. Now, once you can do each hand alone, a great next step would be practicing them hands together. The way that you'll know if you're ready to add more chords on, or if you're ready to make the exercise a little bit more challenging, is if you can play it 95% accurately 95% of the time. And if the answer is yes, you're probably ready to add an additional chord. If the answer is no, you need to keep doing what you're doing until it gets to 95% accurate 95% of the time.